Welcome to another edition of the Speakeasy Dweller podcast. It is I, your host, Jared, once again, by myself, once again. It's been a bit. I think it's probably been about maybe a month or so since I last did one of these podcasts. The last one, a bit on the depressing end. I do gotta say. Definitely gave me a lot of retrospect on how it is. So let's see, this last episode was episode 17, so welcome to the 18th edition to the Speakeasy Dweller podcast. It is January 10th, no, 11th, forgive me, it is the 11th, 2024. I got back from winter break. It was very short, actually. It was probably 2-3 weeks, not even. I got back on the 17th, flew up from Columbia into a Newark airport where my dad picked me up from there. It was really nice being able to fly. Much prefer that than driving the 11.5-hour drive up. Whoa, makes me sick every time I think about it. But yeah, it was nice being able to spend time with family. Much needed environment that I needed to put myself into, considering the disaster this previous semester was. What you might notice right now is my voice might sound different, and that is actually because I have a new headset. I'm done away with the the Turtle Beach 2050 X01 headset. Oh my gosh, I'm just looking over there and it has duct tape all over it. It's, faded away, all the designs and everything, it's broken. Man, all reliable. Kept the safe for, all these years. 2015 when I got that. I'm surprised it's lasted this long. That's a testimony to the Turtle Beach products right there, if you're ever looking at getting headsets. But yeah, no, I got a SteelSeries headset right now, and it's actually really good. A couple of people commented on how my voice is different, which is obvious because I got a new headset. So if I sound terrible beforehand and all of a sudden I sound normal, it's considered sounding good. But yeah, it was nice being able to spend Christmas with family. Just being able to be in that environment. Even though I did nothing around but talk and watch football and play chess and sit around in my room, I somehow was loving life a lot more just doing that than anything that was happening in South Carolina. Like, I just needed to get myself out of that entire environment and just say the hell with it. And it was actually a very jarring going home, because my parents were talking about how much progress has been done on the house, and I mean, our house has been being under renovations for 7 years going on this point, 7, 8, 9 years, and a lot of progress hasn't been done in those 7 years, mostly because of financial reasons, right? I mean, we got the addition part, we had the entire back half of the house knocked down, and then the addition was built, and then outside of that, nothing really happened. And then this year, I come back home, and we don't have a dining room, we don't have a kitchen, we don't have a living room, and my old room is now being purposed for the girls' room, and my new room has hardwood flooring now. So I was like, oh, okay, it's painted, it has hardwood flooring, which is nice, but it's like, what? I wasn't told about it. I was told you had progress, but I didn't know you had this much progress. Now, for the duration I was there, they were able to put in all the cabinets and stuff for the kitchen, so that should be going in swimmingly. Like, they got all the flooring done, they got the cabinets in the kitchen, they got the sink installed. So by the time I get back, I should be able to, if we keep on this slope of how much progress we're making. I should be able to have my own room by the time I come back first week in May, which that will be very nice. I haven't really had my own room. I mean, me being in this apartment, this is basically the first time I've ever had a room to myself, like a room where I work and sleep in at the exact same time, which is a crazy thought. Because most people have their own rooms, and when they go off to college, it's like, oh, I have to share a room with someone? That's so weird. I have to sleep with someone else in the same room? But for me, that wasn't really a big shock because, well, I slept with my brother we both shared a room for the longest time. So going to college and having to sleep with someone for, an entire year, or almost an entire year, like 8 months, forgive me, it really wasn't that, like, jarring of an experience. So, but yeah, it was nice going there. It definitely gave me a fresh new perspective. I was able to go and see my old therapist, who I haven't seen in almost 2 years, because I didn't really see him after last year because there really wasn't anything to talk about. I mean, most people go to therapists when, they go through a really depressing episode, and it's sort of like a last desperation thing rather than a proactive thing. And I mean, I could have seen him, but I don't know if we really would have had much to talk about. But that was a much needed session, and it was a breath of fresh air to get his opinion on everything. Because I think the reason why I like him a lot is because we share a lot of the same mentality when it comes to different things. I'm tired. It is like 9:30 right now, which is crazy because I shouldn't be tired right now. But it's also probably because I took one of these sleep gummies in order to help me sleep. I have to wake up tomorrow, 9 a.m. because I have to go to an AA meeting, quote unquote. AA, quote, like very much quotation marks. I have to go to a substance therapist to talk about my drinking. We'll get to that later. But just being able to speak to him and tell him how everything went down, because there's actually been some things that have gone down recently that I actually haven't been able to have a conversation with my other therapists, the ones that I have down here. So it was nice being able to get him, like, his opinion of it and his thoughts, and it just made me feel better. Just made me feel better. Because like one of the big things after, so let me give you a TLDR of what exactly went down. So it was probably, I think it was like a Friday night or something. The person who I've been having issues with relationship-wise for the past semester ended up unprovokingly sent me a snap of her friends flipping me off. Unprovoked. If you want to say it was provoked, you could make the argument that I was just a total dick and a total asshole to her like 2 months ago in a conversation, which I have apologized, even though apologies don't really cover everything. I apologize profusely over, and it really was a big awakening. And I mean, I regretted it after the entire thing happened. I mean, I went out with someone that same night, and I was like, hey, I really need to talk to you right now. Like, let's go get Sonic. Let's talk about this right now, because I feel terrible about what I just did. Nothing was ever the same after that. And so you could say that it was provoked in that sense, but a lot has happened between those 2 months where those two events happened. And then she ended up sending another snap, a video snap, which already terrible. If you're sending video snaps, that's already bad news number one. And it was her friends in her car saying, "Fuck you, Jared. Fuck you. Leave her the fuck alone." You know how college girls are. And I was just like, what did I do? Like, I've been smiling. I've been snapping. I don't know exactly what happened to cause this outburst to happen all of a sudden. And then after that, it was like a 3-snap video, which, again, another terrible thing. And it was her saying, Jared, of course, it was her friend still talking. God, I hate her friends so much. I hated them from the beginning. Terrible influences. They're typical college girls. Like, God, hate them so much. Anyways, so she called me. She said Eleanor was too nice to say it because she wasn't, I guess, emotionally strong enough to block me, whatever. But she told me to fuck off, told me I was a master manipulator, told me how much of a dick I was, told me to leave her alone because she didn't deserve me, which is weird. Which is, first of all, weird that she didn't deserve me, because let's rewind the clock a bit here. 4 months prior to that, she left me because I didn't deserve her. So now we're getting to the point where she doesn't deserve me? Like, what? Like, and so that was terrible. I felt really like never been more depressed in my life. And what doesn't help at all is that I'm relatively alone here. Like, unlike the last time I was quote unquote severely depressed, at least I had family around. Here, I don't got anything. Nothing. So what did I do? I went outside and I just called. I called someone because I needed to talk to someone. Thankfully, the person answered. They were studying. I felt terrible because I called them while they were studying for this exam. Actually, they were actually taking the exam while I was calling them, but it was like a take-home thing. Whatever. And I was just like, we weren't on the good terms because I was dating, quote-unquote dating, his ex. And he knew about it. I don't know how he knew about it because I didn't publicly say anything about it. But it's just like, it was nice to be able to have that conversation to kind of clear the air, and our relationship since then has been kind of positive. Since that whole entire shabacle. But after that, I ended up leaving. I haven't blocked her, which I don't know if this is the right idea or not. But I have not made a single effort to keep contact. She ended up sending me a snap after everything. So after all this happens, right? I end up going on this 2-hour walk at like 10 o'clock at night, and it's freezing cold outside. But I thankfully got my winter jacket, and like winter coat, and I'm just out there walking. And do you know what this girl has the audacity to do after all that? Send another snap. After all that, just complete silence. Like, I texted her and I was like, hey, do you know what these people just said to me? And do you agree with it? And she's like, oh, I don't know what they said. I was outside the car. They stole my phone. I was like, I could clearly see you inside the car with them. Like, you had your face. You literally sat there right next to them. Like, you were in a parking lot. What could you be doing outside the parking lot that would warrant you to not be able to listen to what they were saying? And I was like, do you agree with this? And I was like, and she was like, I don't know what they're saying. I was outside the car. I'm like, hell, that's a lie and a half. You definitely knew what they were saying. You just didn't do anything about it. Anyways, she has the absolute audacity to send another snap, and I just left her open. I was like, I am done with this. I should have done it a long time ago. I should have done it the day she broke up. I should have done it the day she left. I should never talk to her ever again after that. Because what I've come to realize is that when it comes to situationships, if the situation part is the worst part about it. If you're the one who wants the relationship but the other person doesn't, it will never ever work out. Because there will always be a conflict of values. And if she were to ever reach out to me, you already know hell's coming over in that conversation. Because there is just so much pent up anger because of just how much her presence just ruins my life. Just how ignorant she is, how stubborn she was, and it's just like she told me after the argument that she said she was a nice person and she's sorry that I couldn't see it. But I'm sorry, I have several things over here that make it very hard to prove that you are a nice and genuine person. So try defending that without pleading the fifth. Try me. Right? Anyways, I could go to court and win, honestly. But because I'm the guy here, right? They're gonna be out there partying, right? And guess what I am? Guess what I get reduced to? I get reduced to that bad ex or the manipulative boyfriend. That is my lasting image to all those people. Whenever someone gets mad or gets yelled out or breaks something, that's their thought is me. And why do I have to be okay with that? Like, why is that something? Because I'm a guy. Why is that? Why is there automatically the assumption that she's the victim here? Like, there is just no remorse. Like, there is no thought in anybody's mind that maybe let's think about the guy's opinion. No, not even anything. And what I think I hate most about everything is that I asked the question and I was like, if we could go back, what was one thing you would change? And she says nothing. She wished she didn't change anything. She wouldn't have changed anything. And I said I would have gone out more. And she's like, no, you wouldn't have. I was like, yes, I would have. She's like, no, you hate parties. I was like, people change. She's like, you haven't changed. I haven't changed. Me, the guy who has gone through several mental breakdowns, who has gone to therapy, who is currently in AA for a drinking problem, who has gone out and party, who has gone out and drank alcohol for underage drinking, who has gone out and joined multiple different clubs, who has expanded their friend group, and who has done multiple different things to improve my life in one way or another. But no, I haven't changed one bit. The person at the end of the semester that she had that conversation with is the exact same person that started this semester. That's what you're telling me. You're telling me I haven't changed. Despite all that, I haven't changed. Which is just it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't get it. And it really makes me wonder about what her thoughts are on mental health and her thoughts on therapy. Because she's out here trash talking me to all her friends, saying all these negative things. Meanwhile, I was saying all these different positives. I mean, yes. I talked bad about her. But at the end of the day, it was all like, it was all positive at the end of the day. Because it was like, oh, I'm really happy that I know her and stuff like that. And then she just gets to go at that, and people already take her side. Because I'm just the guy. Who cares if I go to therapy? No, nobody. Not a single one of them care. And I bet she didn't even tell them I even went to therapy. Or even making an effort. Do you know the only person who actually cared, who was close to her, was her sister? The one who talked bad about me. And the one who told me to leave her alone originally, who got me going searching for a therapist, was actually proud of me for actually seeking therapy and understanding I was working on myself to be a better person. But no, they don't know that, and they will never know that. Because why? Because she either refuses to tell them, or she just doesn't want to. Or the third terrible option is that they don't care. They don't care. And they have all this stuff to say about how terrible I am of a person. And then my wanting to change and be a better person just becomes negligible. Because I'm already a terrible person and I am beyond salvation. Right? Men. What it is to be a man. That's what it is. You can seek out mental health. You can do your best to do the right thing. But there will always be someone out there to rain on your parade. Because it doesn't matter to them how many good things you do. You could donate some money to Africa. You could save 10 kids from a burning orphanage. They will still think of you as a terrible person because one bad thing ruins your entire life. Because that's how it is. One bad thing can ruin your entire career. And that's what it is. That's what it is. And that's the reality I have to deal with. Is that one bad mistake changes everything. No matter how many times you try to repent for it, no matter how many times you try to say, hey, I am a good guy, because look at what I've done, none of it will matter. Man, that was a rant and a half. I just snapped myself back to senses. But yeah, that's an update in my life. I've been taking a couple classes. Let's see, engineering ethics, mechanics of materials, engineering analysis, fluid mechanics. Did I already say fluid mechanics? I may have already. Engineering ethics, transportation engineering, the intro class for that, and then yeah, that's about it. What's gonna be cool is that I really hope I like the class for fluid mechanics, because it's also the same exact guy who teaches the water resources class. So, and that's kind of the field I want to go into, is water resources. So if I'm really liking this class and the stuff that it teaches, and I also like this guy, that's gonna pay dividends in the future, because there's an extra guy I can build a relationship with and go into the field, being inspired by this figure. So yeah, it's gonna be tough. I'm already getting bored of one class, and it's, oh my gosh, it's structural analysis. Oh my gosh, I'm yawning just thinking about it, because I was just taking notes in that class, and I was just like, shoo, shoo. It was just terrible. But yeah, it's Thursday, so I just have engineering ethics tomorrow, and that's about it. I do need to go to the Carolina card office as well tomorrow, because they ended up getting rid of my meal plan. I don't know why, because it's supposed to renew for the next semester, but it didn't, and I can't purchase it right now because the website's down. So I had to send it a meal plan change request, but that hasn't been like accepted. I sent that in on Monday, so I mean, it's only been 3 days, but I need to go to their office in person and actually get that settled, because I can't be down here burning through my rations, because the only meals that I actually have are the meals I'm supposed to keep as, you know, premium meals, quote unquote. Like, whenever I'm late or short on time, or I just want to I want to have a premium meal. I'll just warm it up. But I'm currently burning through those because those are my only meals right now. That's the only way I'm going to be able to eat. So I'll figure that out tomorrow. Let's see what else. I did briefly touch on my AA meeting tomorrow. So it's not really an AA meet. I just call it an AA meeting because the reason why I'm in there is because of alcohol and my consumption of it. So it's like a counselor therapist, like a substance therapist, who I have to talk to for 6 sessions about alcohol. I don't know. Well, we'll figure it out tomorrow. But I hate the fact that I'm enrolled in that. And I have no choice but to be enrolled in that because someone else reported me because of the little drinking I did. Meanwhile, Miss Eleanor over here goes out drinking almost every other night, gets sick. Does she get reported? No. No. Nobody cares. Nobody cares if she drinks. But when I drink, suddenly it's a problem. And there are many other people who need this therapy a lot more than I do. But I still go there anyways. And I feel like that, like there's a video circling around where I guess people are storming some type of fence because it went down, and the only person the police were able to catch was the person that was walking around in crutches. That's how I feel. I feel like the kid in crutches, who just happens to get caught in the crossfire, who does the least, but is the one that eventually gets caught, kind of deal. So, my therapist back home recommended that I don't drink for the remainder of when I'm doing those sessions, because I would prefer to do it on a weekly basis. But if I go into every session being like, oh, when was the last time you drank? Oh, it was like just a couple days ago, every single week, like, that is a concern. Even though it's harmless to go drinking every week on a weekly basis rather than like an every other day basis. The fact that you're in AA and you're still drinking, it gives you lose like the what was it he was saying, the benefit of the doubt kind of thing, because you're in there for a specific reason, and if you're still doing it, it kind of rubs them the wrong way, and you're going to be in there for longer. So I was like, okay, I'll be sober for this entire thing. So I've kept up with that. I haven't drank since. So I gotta do that tomorrow, so that'll be fun. 9 a.m. Coliseum, wunderbar, and then I have to go to my engineering ethics class right afterwards. So, yay! Not yay. But I gotta figure out if I'm actually gonna be able to make it to class on time. I'll actually be crazy if I don't. Actually, I think I will. I think I'll be able to make it to class on time. Cause it's about like a 22-minute walk from the bus stop. Not even. So I can probably make it there on time. I think I can. Cause it ends at like 10:30 allegedly. So, and my class starts at like 10:50. So, thumbs up from me. Let's see. What else was I gonna talk about? I mean, completely off topic. But Nick Saban retired today. Actually, he retired the other day, which is crazy. Because, I mean, this is the guy who dominated college football for pretty much since I was born. And seeing him retire this just powerhouse of Alabama. And people were saying, because, I mean, having to fill the shoes after Nick Saban is going to be massive. because nobody's gonna be able to do it like Saban did. Like, I had the privilege to visit Tuscaloosa and tour the campus there, and I just looked at that and I was just like, dang, it is impressive stuff. Being able to go down the Walkie Champions, seeing the statues that they have of these coaches who are all decorated in their own right, with Saban being the most decorated, and just seeing all these plaques of champions, 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 undefeated, unanimous #1, champions, champions, champions. It just goes on and on and on, and you just that's when it really sunk in. That it's like, this is why beating Bama, even when they're having an off year, is celebrated, because Bama's just them. So I wonder who will replace him. Like Pete Landing, just recently, or Dan Lanning, I forget what his name was. Just came out today, said that he was going to stay at Oregon. He was not going to go to Alabama. Lane Kiffin, the Ole Miss head coach, is in the running for it, but I think he's going to be staying at Ole Miss because there's no reason for him not to. God help me, Dabo Swinney, the guy who's stuck in the past, who's a dinosaur, is in the running. He's the third most likely candidate, which is crazy. Like, not even Alabama fans want it. Dabo Swinney. James Franklin, the Penn State coach, is in the running. Deion Sanders is in the running. Like how is Deion Sanders a possibility for Alabama? Like no, that's not how it works. So it's just crazy that Nick Saban's gone. I wonder how Alabama's gonna be. And then, yeah, I got a couple things written on this like notepad for topics to talk about. Like, I give an update on live, talk about what we think of classes, talk about AA meeting, talk about Nick Saban retiring, and then talking about living rent-free in someone's head. But I think I already went through that in my little rant earlier. So I think that's about it. I think we're going to hit the hay. It's about 10 o'clock. Finish up a couple chess games, and then go shoo. And wake up tomorrow for my meeting. Hopefully all goes well. Make a lot of progress. Hopefully the woman who's doing it is very nice. Apparently, I think she's a student here, so who knows? Who knows? All right. Well, thanks for watching, or not watching, for listening. Whether you're listening on YouTube or new Spotify, we're on Spotify now, which is cool. But thanks for watching. Sorry, not thanks for watching, thanks for listening. And don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below what your favorite color is. Mine is green. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Be sure to check out all the other episodes. You know where to find it if you've already been listening to this. I probably also sent a couple cards very early on in the video about the episode list. But yeah, it was a pleasure catching up with you. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.